be showing you how to food prep, and I'm also going to show you how you can build your plate from the components that she prepared today. This way I make sure that I have healthy choices, and this is all perfect for fat loss if that's what your goal is. The full recipes will be in the description box below, along with all the resources that I offer. Be sure to stay till the end because I'm going to be talking about something new that I'm working on. All right, here we go. So for the food prep today, I'm going to be steaming some potatoes. I'm on a potato kick right now. I was on a rice kick for a really long time. Now I'm on a potato kick. So I've got my insert to my Instant Pot. I've got about a cup of water. I'm just going to put in my steamer basket. And then I'm going to add some Yukon Gold potatoes. These look a little beat up, but they were $1.99 for 5 pounds, so I'm fine with it. So I'm going to put, 6 potatoes in here, and then I'm going to steam them for probably, well, I got a big one in there. So we're just going to steam these for probably around 12 minutes. Next, I'm going to prep my tofu. And I've really been enjoying the soy-free tofu. It's made from fava beans, and it's really high in protein. This whole box is 64 grams of protein, and it's 16 grams per serving. Now you could use regular tofu, whatever you want, but this is great if you don't care for soy. It's a great alternative. So I'm just going to season it up, and then I'm going to air fry it for about 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to cube these up, and I just toss them in the bowl over here. And then we'll do the same on here. I'm also going to make a quick little ranch dressing using my vegan yogurt. And this will be great for my veggies. This will be great on salads. So I like to have some kind of a dressing in the refrigerator. I will also use like sweet chili sauce, coconut aminos. So you want to have some kind of sauce to put over your protein and your veggies and your starch. And the full recipe will be in the description box. So I've got some yogurt. So I've got my yogurt, I've got some parsley, dill, chives. This is all dry. We've got some garlic, salt, and onion powder. So that goes in. And then we're going to do a little bit of lemon juice. There's also some apple cider vinegar in here. And we're going to whisk this together. And then we're going to add a little soy milk to thin it out. Now if you want it like a dip, then you can leave it thick like this. But this is going to be for a dressing, and it will thicken up in the refrigerator anyway. So we'll just whisk that around. And add like about a tablespoon at a time. Want a little bit thinner. And then you want to taste it. And if it needs some salt, pepper, then you can add that in here at this time. I also want to roast some squash here, and squash is great to add to your plate because it's low calorie, it will fill you up, it's delicious. So I love to add, 50-60 grams of squash onto my plate along with, a potato and some broccoli and tofu or whatever protein I'm having. So I'm just going to cut this up. This is a curry squash, also known as a Japanese pumpkin, and they're very sweet, they're great in soups, but I'm just going to roast this one up and have it in the fridge so I can add it to my bowls. So you just want to scoop out the seeds. Alright, so it's all cleaned out, and now I like to just slice it up a little bit, and you can eat the skin. So I heard a trick: if you put it in the microwave for like 3 minutes, it makes it easier to cut. So let's check it out. Okay, I'm batting 1,000 today. I forgot to hit record. So I microwave these for about 3 minutes to make them easier to cut. I'm just going to add them to a lined baking sheet. I'm going to use the same parchment paper I did for my tofu, so I'm reusing. And then I just cut these in slices here. And then I just spice it with my usual things: garlic, salt, onion powder, smoked paprika. Flip it over, do the other side. I don't use any oil. If you want to, that's up to you, but I like to keep things low fat. And they come out just as good. If your spices aren't sticking, then you could wet them before you do all this. A little water. All right, I'm just going to finish spicing these up, and then I'm going to put them in my oven. I've got a convection roasting setting, so I'm going to do 375 for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes, and then we will move on. And then I always have steamed broccoli in the fridge, so I have one of these cool microwave steamers. I have the link in my Amazon favorites. So I just stuff this as full as I can. And then I'll steam it for about 7 minutes. And it comes out perfect every time. You want to make sure the lid's going to stay closed. All right, I'm going to pop this in the microwave. If you are one of these people that are totally against microwaves, then do it on top of your stove in a steamer. You know, there's a lot of different options here. You could roast the broccoli as well. While I have something cooking, I wanted to talk to you about something, and just a little reminder for you. If you are trying to lose fat and you haven't tried the Hume Health Body Pod, I highly recommend it. It is a tool that is more than just a scale. It helps you see where you are losing fat and where you are gaining muscle in your body. It breaks it down into your torso, your limbs, and yes, the scale may be going down, but you may be losing muscle and gaining fat. So it's a really great way to keep track of that so you can make adjustments in your fitness and in your nutrition. So there's a link down below, and if you use my discount code along with whatever sale they're having at Hume Health Body Pod, then you can get up to 50% off the scale. And there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so give it a try. And along with the Hume Health Body Pod, I also use Chronometer, where I track my food. And that is why most of my recipes are in grams and not like cups or tablespoons. I mean, spices, I do that. But for things like yogurt and tofu, things that I really need to make sure are super accurate, that have calories. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing an accurate calorie count for the day, because I want to make sure that I'm in a calorie deficit. And if you don't know how many calories that you need to eat for the day, then I would go to the tdeecalculator.net. I'll leave that link below. And you put in your age, your height, your weight that you are now, and it will tell you your maintenance calories. And then you can just subtract some calories from that, maybe 250, 300, and then up your movement and your activity level. And that way you are in a calorie deficit, but you're not going to be starving, and you'll be able to stick with it. All right, let's get back to the food prep. Okay, confessions here. I love Trader Joe's French vanilla creamer. And I've been trying to duplicate it at home because it's got a couple of ingredients that I'm not super thrilled with. And I just figure I can make it at home. So I've been experimenting. I have a cup of full-fat coconut milk in there. And then I'm going to add in a cup of almond milk. And I want to make it sugar-free. So I'm going to add in this monk fruit. This is just monk fruit and allulose, which is supposed to be a more superior sweetener. They haven't found any weird side effects or problems with it. Yeah, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of this monk fruit sweetener. It's just monk fruit with allulose. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of that. And for the vanilla, I'm going to use this Trader Joe's bourbon vanilla bean paste and see how that goes. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there. All right, I'm going to go blend this up and give it a taste and see if I need to add any more of the sweetener or vanilla or what. All right, let's give it a taste. I've made a couple iterations and I just haven't quite perfected it. Yeah, it needs a little bit more sweetener. Allulose is not as sweet as just straight monk fruit or like erythritol, so you're going to need a little bit more. And of course, this is not low fat, but it's one of my vices. Okay, that's better. All right, I'm just gonna put this in a jar and it'll last, 5-6 days in the fridge. Okay, so here's what we made today. We had the broccoli, the soy-free tofu, our potatoes, our curry squash, and I made a ranch dressing. Now, the creamer is not on the table yet because I'm still trying to perfect the recipe, but when I do perfect that, I'll let you know. But I'm in progress on that. All right, so you have all your stuff here. Now, this is how easy it's gonna be to make a bowl or a meal. Let me show you. You get your bowl, you take some tofu, we'll grab some squash here, and then of course some broccoli, and that is what we want half the plate to be, right? So you get a good amount of broccoli, and then we've got our squash, and then we have a potato. Okay, so let me move all this stuff out of the way here, and I'm just going to break my potato open here. Okay, so we break that in half, and I'm just going to do half this potato today. Then I'm going to drizzle on some of my ranch dressing, a couple tablespoons here, and I'll give you the exact calories, measurements, and all that. You can see how easy it is when you have all your components ready to go. You just take it out of the refrigerator, put it in your bowl, reheat it, and you're good to go. All right, let's give this a taste. And I'm going to start with the squash. It's got that little bit of ranch on there. Gosh, that ranch is so good. Works great on the potato as well. It's perfect. So building this plate, you saw I had half the plate of veggies. I've got a quarter plate starch, quarter plate protein. And if you build each plate like that, you're gonna do fine. So we finished the 7-day reset that I had in my Facebook group, and then I decided that you probably need something else to get you through the next few weeks, at least the next 2 weeks. So I'm coming up with a 14-day, it's reset to routine to get you more into the habit. That way you will have been doing this for 3 weeks, and they say, 21 days it takes to form a new habit. And that's how you become consistent, and that's how you become disciplined, is making these small little steps along the way. And then you just build on top of that. They just come naturally, they're just part of your routine, and you don't even have to think about it. And that does take time, and you may fall off the wagon, but you just get right back on, next meal, next day, no worries. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. I always say that. It is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, especially if you're coming from a standard American diet. It's going to take you a minute to switch over. So I hope to have that 14-day reset to routine guide up in a few days. I will let you know when that is up, and hopefully that will help you. Also, just a reminder, the full recipe will be down below, and if I have it in grams and you don't have a scale, I highly recommend you get a scale. You can get one on Amazon for like 10 bucks. I think I have it in my Amazon favorites. I use it all the time. But if I don't happen to convert that for you, just do a Google search. Just put in how many cups is 60 grams of oatmeal or whatever it is, and it'll tell you. So it's real simple. I'm not going to always do that. I think it's really important to measure your food in grams, especially if you are trying to lose fat. Otherwise, estimating a cup and grams are two different things. Grams are way more accurate, especially if you're baking something, you've got to use grams. So that is my little speech for the day on grams. And I hope you like this video. I hope you learned something. If you made it this far in the video, please comment below with meal prep, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every week. And be sure to listen to my podcast with Joey Troxel from Plant-Based Dads. It's called Plant-Based Besties, and you can find that where all podcasts live: Apple, Spotify, all those platforms. And then I also have the video of our podcast on my channel. So you can watch it or you can just listen to it. And we have some great things coming up in the new year. We're on season 2, so we're excited about that. Remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet. And what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you.